Howdy! Welcome to the Whiskey Butler. I'm your host, Wesley Butler, here to serve you a little whiskey wisdom. As things go, I haven't really been able to film as many of these episodes this year as I would have liked, but life happens and that's what gets in the way. But I decided this year I was going to do something fun during the holiday season. I wanted to do it last year, didn't get a chance to, but this year I want to introduce you to the first Whiskey Butler 12-day Advent series, okay? And the theme this year is going to be bottled and bond. So when I originally was thinking about this, I thought, oh, why don't I do a 12 Days of Christmas episode? And then I thought, well, the 12 Days of Christmas actually happens after December 25th, and I was thinking of something leading up to December 25th. So I decided to X that, and then I thought, well, yes, Wesley, you are a Christian and you celebrate Christmas, but there are probably people out there that drink whiskey that don't necessarily celebrate Christmas, so we don't want to really alienate those folks. So you'll see lots of holiday talk and decorations and so on and so forth. But look, whiskey is for everybody, so this is for everybody. So we're just going to call it a 12-day Advent series and let it be that, right? Yes, we can all enjoy that. So why don't we get to it? First off, it's going to be a fun It's going to be a fun series, right? First off, it's going to be fun because we're talking about whiskey. Second off, it's going to be fun because I know you guys love hearing me talk, but you also like to hear other people talk about whiskey, and every palate is different, right? So I think I'm going to try and see how many friends I can get to join, how many special guests I can have join on this 12-day ride. We'll get to know them a little better, maybe ask them some fun questions. Maybe have some fun holiday garb. No hat for me today, but I do have this really nice holiday bow tie. Bow tie expressions on Etsy. They make wonderful stuff. They even make it for people with above average neck sizes like myself. So shout out to Bow Tie Expressions. Really love it. So without further ado, let's just get into talking about the whiskey, shall we? So what do you think we chose for day one Whiskey Butler Advent series? Well, none other than, where is it? Old Forester 1897, bottled and bond. Shocker. I really chose this one because, bam, bottled and bond, 1897, put it right there on the bottle. When I first really sort of latched on to bottled and bond whiskey, this was one of the first ones that I saw in the store. So I said, oh, I'll give it a try. Wait a minute. Let me back up. Just in case there are some of you out there that haven't seen the previous episode on what makes a bottled and bond whiskey. So, couple of things, more than a couple of things, make a bottled and bond whiskey. First, it is the product of one distilling season. Two, it's the product of one distiller. It is bottled at 100 proof. It is aged in a federally bonded warehouse for at least 4 years. And it has an appropriate label on it that denotes that it is bottled and bond. I said single distiller, single season, and single distillery. Okay, so those are your three singles, 100 proof, 4 years, label bottled and bond. That gives you bottled and bond whiskey. Doesn't have to be bourbon. Could be any kind of whiskey, any kind of American whiskey fits those descriptions. And we'll get into later in this series that not everything is bourbon. This one, however, is bourbon. Old Forester, made in Kentucky. In 2014, they started this Whiskey Row series. This was either the first or the second one in that series. Really sort of hearkening back to the historical days of pre-prohibition, what bourbon and whiskey was like back then, and the things that they had to go through to make sure that it was quality whiskey back then. Hopefully everything that you're buying out there is quality. I mean, even the stuff on the bottom shelf in plastic jugs now is technically considered quality, but that basically means that charlatans haven't made it and put any sort of extra additives and things like that in it. So, you know what? While I am sitting here talking about whiskey, I should actually be drinking whiskey while I'm sitting here talking to you. So I'm actually about to pour myself a glass. How about I do that? It's beginning to smell a lot like Christmas. I mean, I know I said this was a holiday, like for everyone, but that is one of my favorite songs this time of year. It's beginning to look a lot like, ooh, yes. Look at that nice amber color. So the mash bill on this, if you haven't had it, the mash bill on this is what I would consider a traditional bourbon mash bill. It's like in the 70s, 72% corn, 18% rye, 10% malted barley. So fairly standard when you get into your bourbon mash bill. For those of you that don't normally drink Old Forester, which I tend to like everything about Old Forester, but that's just me. But for those of you that don't traditionally drink Old Forester, the smell and maybe the initial taste can feel like it's got a little kick to it. But you gotta let it smooth itself out. You'll learn to like it. You'll learn to love it. Oh yeah, that's good. Good. You know, it's got my caramel. It's got my vanilla in it. My favorite, the baking spices on the back end, smells a lot like someone's cooking pies upstairs, or tastes like somebody's cooking pies upstairs. Although I would not recommend using this whiskey in any sort of cake or pie or cider or other holiday drink. There are other whiskeys that we'll actually get to later in this 12-day series that will be perfect for things like that. But this is more on the premium whiskey side, right? You're not going to roll in and this is going to cost you more than $20-25 at the liquor store, right? It's probably going to run you somewhere in the $50 to $60 range if you can find it, which it's not considered a limited or allocated type whiskey. So you should be able to find it pretty much anywhere that sells more than like 5 things of whiskey. So it's certainly one of my favorites in the Bottled and Bond whiskey series, or in the family of Bottled and Bond whiskeys that are out there. I would challenge anyone else to go out there. It's 100 proof, so right, it's not entry level, but it's not super hot like you might find with some of the barrel proofs and barrel picks and things of that nature. So yeah, it's just a good sipping whiskey, sitting around, talking to yourself, because you got no special guests on day 1, but that's okay. We'll probably take care of that on day 2. So some of the things I've decided that I'll probably do with my special guests is, ask them about some holiday traditions so you get to know them a little better. Maybe favorite song, what it is that they do, which, sometimes what you do is really boring, but yeah, you got to ask it sometimes, right? But one of the other things is, if you were to find one of these whiskeys in your stocking, or however gifts are delivered to you, or maybe if you went to a party and there was a white elephant gift exchange and you found this bottle of whiskey, would you consider it to be a lump of coal, meaning, no, don't ever give me this whiskey again? Or would you consider it to be a candy cane, a nice little treat that you certainly would say thank you for? We will ask all of our guests that after they taste their individual whiskey for that day. And most of them have been specially curated for those who have agreed to come on to this series. So Old Forester, not only 1 candy cane, I'm gonna give it 2 candy canes. It's really good. So I would recommend that anybody that's watching this that hasn't had it, go out and get it. If you do have it, go find it in your bar and have another drink, because I'm about to have another drink right now. That's tasty. On that note, I don't want to bore you too much because you got 11 more days of this that I want you to watch. But if you haven't already, please like this video, put some notes in the comments so we'll know how we're doing. Subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe, make sure you always click the bell so you know when the next episode is coming. And the next episode is coming tomorrow, day 2. Follow us on Instagram at The Whiskey Butler. Follow us on Twitter at Butler Whiskey. And thank you for watching. Hope you join us for future episodes, and see you later. Happy holidays.